create cards. Just need to find them. What the heck? I lost my packet. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm having to redo this video because my last audio did not take. So I'm going to recreate these cards with you again. But I need to set up my iPad. It's charged and ready to go. I'm expecting a delivery, so hopefully I get through this video before it comes. So these are our cards. Let me take them out, and I apologize for not being ready, but truthfully, I wasn't expecting YouTube to go right out of the basket again. So these are our cards that we will be creating. I had one kit left, and when I was looking at my video last night, the audio is all wonky. I don't know what happened. Halfway through. So these are our cards. I'm using my microphone. I'm going to make sure that everything is being recording. I have audio. Shows me live. So let me watch this live video. I see myself. Make sure I can hear myself. I can hear myself. Okay. Well, maybe I'll get lucky and someone will see that I'm live and join me and say hello. But I'm just going to get through these cards so you guys can put them together. So we're going to start with this one. They're all fun folds. I've put everything away, but this is created with, oh my goodness, Tanya, with Wild Bunch and the Barely Blush color cardstock with some new gingham paper that's being released with the Sunset Sparkles sequence. So unfortunately, as of today, which is June 25th, this stamp set is no longer available, but it was product of the month where you received it for $5 with a $75 purchase before tax and after all your credits are applied, your rewards. But unfortunately, it's no longer available. But the vellum that we're going to use on the next card will be. So this card sits like so. And let me pull it out so we can create it. Let me raise this a smidge. Hopefully I don't drop my phone out of it. Okay. So let me introduce myself for those that may not know. My name is Tanya. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I was formerly with Close to My Heart and have now been with Stampin' Up! For 2 years. This is my monthly online card class where I title it Create Cards with Me. I mail out a packet of 3 cards every month, and and they are $20 for each kit or free with an $80 purchase. So this is our card. I'm using the scalloped shaped dies. I'm using the I use the Daisy embossing folder, and like I said, this paper is new, coming out in July. It is in all of the in colors, and it is a gingham, so it's small on one side and larger on the other. So let's get going. You'll have 3 little sequins, 2 littles and 1 big. So the big one is cut separate. So just set those aside. Let me get these out of the way. You have 3 embossed pieces. This is in the 2-tone cardstock. The darker piece, which is smaller, is going to go on our piece that we're going to put on the back where we're going to sign. This is the lighter side. You have a scallop, a circle. I've stamped the heart. This here goes on the back of our card. This is part of the bridge. We have a banner for the sentiment, which I've stamped this off to the side. We're going to use a snail, our card base, and envelope. And of course, the pieces for our panels. So we're going to, on the inside folds, we're going to go ahead and take those and burnish them by folding them on the inside. The outer side, we're going to fold backwards and give it a good crease. Good crease. Okay. Now we are going to apply our strips of paper. You can use either the smaller gingham like I showed here or the larger side. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down my glue and get these glued on. The one I made yesterday, I messed up on the cutting, so I'm hoping that that's the only one that I messed up on and I didn't mess up anybody else's. I think I have 2 pieces of paper right here. No. So these are going to go on these 4 panel pieces. If you've been taking my card class, hopefully my video restarts. Sorry about that. I was getting a call. It's one of my customers. She's probably watching my video and saying, "Oh, you don't have any audio." But I did not let anybody know that I'm re-recording just in case this didn't work. And I'm using my microphone. So now we're going to go ahead and glue this to the back side. I would recommend using liquid glue. Because it's the embossed panel. And it's going to go right in the middle here. Like so. Kind of line it up with the tops and the bottoms of your designer series paper. Then we're going to go ahead and glue these 2 pieces together. like so. So you're going to have just a smidge of it showing on the top and bottom and a little bit thicker on the sides. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and glue this to our back. It's a little bit easier to do. So this is going to overhang a hair. So I like leaving a little bit of the white showing at the bottom. I'm going to trim off our ends. Okay. Now if you use a crafter stamp, I would recommend stamping it now. So let me grab mine. And put it on one of those panel pieces, because it'll be a lot easier to do it now than later. Then we're going to glue this piece here to the back of our card. Okay. Now we can go ahead and build a piece of our card. So we're going to put glue on both ends, about 1/2 inch on both sides of our strip here. And we're going to adhere it to our end pieces. So just like so. And we're going to go about 1/2 inch from the bottom, and we're going to match the edge of this strip to the edge of this panel piece, just like so. Okay, and then we're going to fold, or no, we're not. We're just going to then lay this down straight across, making sure it meets up to the edge and we're straight. And then if a little bit hangs over, go ahead and trim it off. Okay, now we're going to just go ahead and set that aside, and let's work on our coloring. So I used dark Pretty Pink. I used light and dark Barely Blush. And sorry about that, everyone. And I'm using light and dark Gray Granite. So I'm just going to outline the snail with the dark Gray Granite, like so. And then I'm going to fill it in with the light, going over the sides to blend it in. And then I'm going to take my dark Pretty Pink, and I'm just going to add some little cheeks. And then I'm going to use the dark Pretty Pink and fill in these lines here. Like so. Done with that. Then I'm going to take my dark Barely Blush, And I'm going to just outline these sections of the snail shell. Very easy coloring. And then I'm going to go over the remainder pieces that are uncolored and blend it out with the light. I did forget his little antennas. I'm going to use the dark gray granite for that. That's it for the coloring. And then we're just going to cut it out. Okay. I'm going to glue this to the center of our scalloped piece. I'm going to snip some of this off, and then we're going to glue that down here into the left corner. So I'm just going to add glue to this piece here, and then I'll add some glue to my sentiment. And that will hold that part together of the card. I'm going to give it a minute. And then I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here, here, and down here at the end. I'm going to slide it under and press it down. And then we're going to pop up our snail. Like so. And then we'll add our bling. You put it wherever you choose. Just going to keep mine as I did on the sample. Okay, that's it, except if you have Wink Stella, I added Wink Stella to the snail shell and to the inside of the heart. You can't see it on camera, but you can see it in person. And I'm going to check my iPad and make sure I can hear myself. Can't see it on camera, but I can, which is a good sign. I'm a little paranoid because it's the last set of cards I have. And that's it. That completes our first card. Very pretty. Okay, so let's move on to the second card. There. So the second card is going to require a little bit of patience. This is the one I made yesterday on video. This is using the vellum that is currently May's product of the month, which is still available. So it's while supplies last. So you can still get this for $5 if you have not already purchased it with a qualifying order of $75 or more. And that's after all of your rewards and before sales tax and shipping. So you have 3 cleared the sparkle gems. You have a piece. This strip here is for your envelope. You have 2 squares that are 2 3/4. I used the Scallop Balloons stamp set for my sentiments. I chose happy birthday and wishing you a day of relaxation, happiness, and love. So this is also sold as a bundle with the scallop shaped dies that we used on the last card. You have your strips, 2 floral and 2 green. You have 4 strips of white that we're going to attach these vellum pieces to. Your card is either going to be strawberry slush or fresh freesia. I ran out of fresh freesia because I made a cut wrong, and I cut 2 pieces of cardstock at a time. So I ruined essentially 4 cards. So I did not have enough fresh freesia. I'm using strawberry slush and fresh freesia. So if you have a fresh freesia card, this will be in fresh freesia and this will be in strawberry slush. So we have this and 2 of these, which are our mats. We have the piece for our inside. This piece here is for fussy cutting. So we're going to set that aside. This is our card and our envelope. So let's go ahead and glue these down. We're going to glue these to our mats. Again, if your card is fresh freesia, these mats are going to be in strawberry slush. Okay. Now, they're going to glue to this piece here, but it's going to open from left to right. So we're going on the part that opens on the left, we're going to glue happy birthday, our first piece down. We're just going to center it. We're just going to have like a little, like 1/8 of an inch border, not very big. Okay, and then on this side here, we're going to put our greeting or our sentiment like so. Okay, we can go ahead and set that aside. Now, to build our card, this is the way you have it. It's 8 by 11, excuse me, 5.5 by 11. So this is going to be on our right side. The first fold I've already done for you, so that folds in. This next score line, we're going to score back. So we're basically going to do like an accordion fold. I'm going to burnish it. This next score piece, and this is not right. Oh no. Okay, that's not good. This one is not scored correctly. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to, oh no, that means I'm going to have to probably replace some card bases. Let me see. No, it is not. So for this purpose, I'm going to fix this card. If you receive this card and this is not scored correctly, let me know so I can get you out a corrected card base. And I do apologize. Okay. So this is the way it should look. Okay. Now we're going to glue our vellum to our white strips here for the panels. So we're going to have, like I said, 2 floral and 2 green, which this is the new green color, which is something pine. What is it called? Peaceful pine. So we can put glue lightly on our vellum. Don't put a whole lot. I'm just going to kind of rub my blotches. You should not be able to see it. This is directional, so be very aware of that when you place it on the actual card base. Okay. So as you can see, you can't see the glue. Okay. If you use the Stampin' Seal, that works great. You won't be able to see it. I'm just kind of smudging this around. It's not necessary. You don't have to. And I will show you. You don't see it. Okay. You cannot see the glue. And I will show without smearing. So I just go around the edge like so. I didn't rub it. And you can see you cannot see the glue. Okay. I'm waiting for this glue bottle to come to an end. I have new glue I'm waiting to use. Again, if you received a misscored card base, let me know and I will get you out a corrected one. I don't have any more fresh freesia or strawberry slush, but I will order it right away. Okay, so now let's glue these onto our panels. So again, be aware of the direction of the floral piece. So we're going to glue this one here onto the first panel. Now you can barely see where I had to rescore it, which is a good thing. Then we're going to alternate. We're going to do floral and then the peaceful pine, the floral and then the peaceful pine. Okay. And then the floral piece will go on this here. And then the last will be the peaceful pine. Like so. Okay. Let's go ahead and now this is up to you. I'm going to go ahead and glue mine in because I have floral pieces that are up against the edge that I can use, which is exactly what I did here. These were the edges of the paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down to get it out of the way. But if you choose to do this last until you have all your flower pieces cut out, so you could put a couple on here, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, now we're going to glue this piece to our card. So make sure, again, it's opening this way, right? Now we're going to fold it up like the accordion. We're going to put glue on just the ends here. Okay. Now we're going to line this up about an inch, the bottom of this card about an inch to an inch and a half from the bottom, and about a quarter of an inch border from the back side of the fold to our card here, card base. And then we're just going to fold this over like so. I didn't put enough glue here on the end, in my corner. Okay, so then it will be like so. Now the fun part, the fussy cutting. You'll get a lot and you'll be able to do all of your embellishing from this. So I am going to start cutting these out. You don't have to be super precise because the vellum is very, very forgiving. It's not as noticeable when you don't have perfect cuts like it is against the white, on white or cardstock, I should say. So I'm going to put that aside. This little corner piece will be perfect for inside here. So I'm going to cut this out. We just put a little bit of embellishment on that piece. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to use this edge. Set that aside. This is a pretty big flower, so I'll probably use this on the front, even though it's on the edge, and I'll show you why in just a moment. So I'm going to set that there. I'm going to go ahead and cut out this leaf. Last night's video was an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm trying to not make this one as long. Plus, I don't know if my mic will last that long. So just should have cut these out ahead of time. Very easy to cut. I personally enjoy fussy cutting. It's relaxing to me. Stampin' Up! Will be releasing some new paper snips in July. So I just need to start using their paper snips. I'm so used to these. I've used them for so long. Not this style paper snips. I'm going to cut out a few more. And then, and of course you can embellish as much or as little as you want. I'm just going to cut out enough to give you an idea of what you can do. Everybody's flowers are, you know, relatively different because it's just from a piece of paper. I cut everybody's piece 4 by 6. And I'm going to cut out over here. I'm going to cut out this here. And then I think I'm going to cut this one out to have these little, this little piece here. And for the most part, the bottom is not going to show, so you don't have to be perfect. Okay, oops. Didn't finish cutting that. Okay, so I think I have enough for right now. So what I did is I started with my front and I curled the edges just lightly with my fingernail. You can use your bone folder. Okay. And so this isn't going to work, so I'm just going to cut this leaf off, but I'm not going to toss it because I'll still use it. And I'm just going to let this come in like so. And I'm just going to add some glue. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not sticking out past my card. Okay. Here's this piece that's flat on the side because it's from the edge. Again, I'm doing this to every one. And I'm just going to lay it down. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to put it up on top. Like this. Don't worry, because I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to bring in this one here. Add some glue. Put that there. Add this. Oops. Just flinged my glue. And tuck this in so it's sticking out. Those are on the inside. I'm going to take a dimensional and put it on this one. Oops. Okay, well, I can't get that off without ripping. So let's see, I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to have to cut some more of these little blue ones. I put that there because you see the leaf through that flower. I'm going to put this one right here. And cut some more of these little blue ones. Okay. So let's see, I got that. Definitely need another blue one. Trying to avoid cutting these little tiny purple ones only for time's sake. Move this one here. Those will be on the inside. I'm going to put that. Like it's still green. A bit of glue here. Sticking to my finger. And I'm going to have to cut out some of these little tiny purple ones. One right here and one right there. So this gives you an idea on how to just take these pieces and build. Let me stick this one down like so. There's our front. Now I'm going to take this piece. It was an edge, and I'm just going to glue it here along the edge of my white, like so. I'm going to take this purple piece and I'm going to glue that down here in the corner. I really wanted to use this piece. Okay, I think I found a spot for it. Just tuck that in here, like so. Let it set up a minute. And I'm going to take this piece here, which is a corner, and I'm going to add it down here. And I need another piece cut out. And then we are done. So I'm just going to cut this. It's on the edge. And these I'm leaving flat because they're on the inside of the card. I'm just gonna put this up here. So that's it. Oh, we gotta put our bling on. So just gonna add our little Jiminy Jim Jims. Have more space right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe put that up there on the flower. So there is our card. Here's the one I made yesterday. So they're always going to be different. Now this piece here, if you're going to mail the card, I would put it on the flap like I did here. Okay. If you're going to hand deliver it, you can always add it to the front of your card and just trim the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one to the front. This is definitely going to be a big postage eater. So, because they're so thick. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this to the bottom of my envelope. Trim off the ends. Should have just made that one flush. Then I wouldn't have to trim it. And there you have it. So here is our second card. Different, still very beautiful. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. Our last card is a relatively simple card, but one of my favorites. Again, if I messed up on your card base, please let me know so I can get one out to you, and I do apologize. So this is using Sweet Old Friends Sweet. Let me just make sure I'm heard. Yeah, still good, still good. Okay. Well, I've made a mess. So this is the Sweet Old Friends bundle, stamps and dies. So I did get enough product, paper, I should say. I'm going to do a standalone class of just this suite of product. Next month is going to be Christmas in July. So this card is also a fun fold, and it folds just like so. So in this little packet of goodies, you have, this is done with honey, no, what is it done? What is the name of this color? It's Pooh Bear color. That's peach pie. No, Golden Glow. Didn't even need to look at it after all. Okay, so this here, have your envelope. I stamped Pooh and Piglet. You have a piece of Golden Glow ribbon. This will be for your wrap it around and your knot. You have a piece of Golden Glow that is scored, I think this is 1 inch here. You have a piece of Designer Series paper that's going to go on this. Then you have your card base that is cut 1 inch short. This is going to glue on the inside of this. You have your Designer Series paper. It's of the woods that's a muted color. The back side is the 100 Acre Woods map. This piece goes on the inside, and I stamped the little bumblebees. Everything is stamped in Early Espresso on Very Vanilla. I used this sentiment from the set that says the best kind of days are the days spent together. This will get matted on this piece. You have 3 little butterflies, a teeny tiny one and 2 larger ones in the Peaceful Pine. You have a stump cut in Pecan Pie, and I have stamped out Tigger and Pooh and Piglet. Now, if you want, you can just leave these on the Very Vanilla with the Early Espresso and not color them. Because of the vintage look, it would look just as pretty. So when I went to, so we're going to fold this over on the score and varnish it. And then we're going to glue this folded edge to this edge of our card. When I was on stage, I was like, this is such a random selection of colors. Like, they weren't fall colors, they weren't, it was just so random. Well, that's because they didn't tell us about this set, this exclusive suite only in the USA of the Classic Pooh. So I'm just basically centering it. I'm lined up my fold against the edge of my card, and I'm just going to rub my bone folder over it. So, but now it makes sense because they're Pooh colors. So we're going to go ahead and glue this piece down on here like so. We can go ahead and take our inside piece and glue it down. And it's going to cover that up. I have my bees at the top. Just want to kind of get that centered in there. Okay. Now, set that aside for a second. We can go ahead and glue this. No, we're going to pop this up using our dimensionals. Okay. And this will layer on top of this piece here. You may have to pop out these little pieces. I tried to get everybody's, but not always successful. Going to glue it and center it like so. Now we can go ahead and set that aside for now. Now you're going to decide if you want to use this side, which is the side that I used, or you can use the 100 Acre Wood side. Your card, your choice. But either way, whatever side you choose, we're going to wrap the ribbon first, and then the piece that we cut off, we're going to use for our knot. So I'm going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal. So we want the ribbon to be on the left side of the card. So when we flip it and adhere it down, we need to put the Stampin' Seal or your adhesive, your tape. I would use Scotch tape, but it's not close by right now. And then you're going to take your ribbon, because it's just DSP paper. It's not as thick as cardstock, so it will bend easily. So I kind of like to lay it down and hold it. So then that way it doesn't curl my paper. Snip that off, set it aside. Now we can go ahead and glue this down onto our card. And we're going to glue it down to this piece. Like so. Okay. Now we're going to take our ribbon that we just snipped And we're going to go ahead and tie a knot about maybe an inch or 3/4 of an inch from the top. So just be gentle when tying it, because it will pull up your paper. And I like doing a real knot just so I can get it to go in the direction that I want it, like so. And then snip our tails, like so. And then our card nearly done. So I'm going to go ahead and color mine. And yeah, this is Tigger. Okay, so I'm using all of the end colors except for golden hue, or not golden hue, hydrangea hue, to color my characters. So for Tigger, I'm using dark and light crisp cantaloupe, and I'm just gonna go around him with the dark. I'm gonna color his tail with the dark. That's all of the dark. Then I'm just going to blend it out with the light. I was not a fan of this color at on stage. I was like, this is like not orange. Like melon color is not really my favorite. I'm not drawn to the oranges, but it's the perfect Tigger color. Okay, so Tigger's done. With Pooh, I'm using the dark and light golden glow. So I'm just going to go around. And I'm going heavy with the dark on these shadow marks. And I'm just outlining him. I'm using the brush end. I don't normally use that end. And then I'm going to blend it out with the light. Going over the dark with the light to blend it out. I will definitely be stocking up on these colors because they are the perfect classic Pooh colors. And these are just the end colors for 2026, 2027, or 2028. I don't know if they last 1 year or 2 years. So that's Pooh. Piglet, I'm using the dark Peaceful Pine. I'm just doing the outer edge of his belly. That's all of the dark. The light is going to blend it with the light. And then I'm going to line him with, I'm coloring his legs and his arms with the dark, too tiny to shade, and his ears. And I'm just going to go around him with the dark. This is the Barely blush. And then I'm going to color him in his face with the light. And that's all of the coloring. I'm going to glue this piece in on the inside of the card. Right here. And then we will put dimensionals on the stump. Pull out the mini dimensionals here. Oops, 2 came off of there. We're almost there, ladies. Wonder if this video will be shorter. It feels like it'll be shorter because I definitely talked a lot more in my last video. I'm just so nervous about this microphone not lasting. So we're going to set this down here on the bottom. Just like so. And then we're just going to glue Tigger's bottom to the tree stump and his head here. So we're just going to put glue along the bottom and on his head. Just like so. Look at how adorable he is. Oh my gosh, I just love him. So your teeny tiny butterfly, I put him on Tigger's nose. How many of you have seen that picture with the butterfly on Tigger's nose? And then the other 2 butterflies I put over here on our sentiment, just flying, like so. And that is it. Those are our cards. Oh, what do you think? Got a little rambunctious there, coloring. So I got pink eye. I'll just whiten that up with this fancy new gel pen from Stampin' Up. Okay, so there's our cards. Again, ladies, if I messed up on any of your cuts or folds, please let me know and I will get the correction out to you. So this is the one I did today. This is the one I did yesterday. Oh, right in front of me. And then here we are. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Fingers crossed that it uploads perfectly. And the mic captured my voice all the way through and didn't make me sound like a robot later on in the video like it did last night. All right. Have fun making these cards. Happy 4th of July. Next month will be Christmas in July. One of them will be a Classic Pooh Christmas card. The other 2 will be using new product coming out in July for Christmas. Online exclusive. All right, ladies. Enjoy. Thank you. Please give me a thumbs up. I really want to try to grow my channel to push me into doing more videos and bringing more content to you. Enjoy. Happy 4th. Happy birthday, America. And I will see you soon. Happy crafting.